Welcome back to the Pen and Podcast. This is your co-host, Pen and Pant, and joining me, as always, the Schmed himself,
It's me,
Schmeddy. What's up?
Ed Boy.
How you doing
It's
today?
me. I'm here. I'm doing good.
What's going on?
How are you doing?
This is episode 23. I'm doing A-OK. Michael Jordan's number, actually.
Actually, LeBron James.
Gross.
Ew. That's funny. Yeah, I'm doing good. Let's see what I do today. I woke up. I went shopping for groceries because I've been gone for a week, and we're about to talk about that. We'll do a quick little thing about that.
Mm-hmm.
Grocery shopping. Then I played Elden Ring with DJ. And
Hell yeah, how did that go? What'd you
it was
choose?
fun. I'm still playing a magic build and I hate it, but I'll get better at it.
As soon as you find one of the staffs in Kaled, I think. It's like a or an item. I'm pretty sure it's a staff that you find. It gets way better. It more easier. Yeah.
That's good. But yeah, so played some Elden Ring, played some Slay the Spire, which we'll also talk about.
Oh hell yeah.
And then went to the gym, did some legs, and I returned home literally like 10 minutes ago. So now we're here on the podcast.
Lit,
what did you do today?
Well, today I slept in hella, like a long time. But we got up, cleaned, I had to do some chores outside. Went to the gym, hurt myself doing legs today, so I'm going to be taking it easy with that. I was just telling Eddie before we started. But that's not going to discourage me. I'm going to still keep going. I think tomorrow, if I'm following your schedule, is the biceps, and is that true? What's your next one?
My next one would be back and biceps.
Oh, back and biceps. Ooh, I'll just have to do just biceps are really, really light back. So then we'll see.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's a good idea. Yeah, keep it easy on the back stuff, and just gradually your body will heal surprisingly quickly as long as you don't push too hard too fast.
Yeah. Will do. And then tomorrow, I've been playing, as you're seeing on the screen right now, Persona 5 Royal. It's been fucking lit. Eddie didn't get to see some of this when he was visiting over here, but you can see it now. It's what I've been addicted to for a while. When he was also over here, he started a new playthrough of Pokemon Shining Pearl, so I've been just doing that for him. Your boy Prinplup evolved to Empoleon now. He's level 36.
Yes, sir.
And I'll have to find like Daniel or Jeffrey to probably Daniel to trade me because you have 3 Pokemon that you want in your team that need to be traded to evolve. Onyx to a Steelix, a Mag, not Magmortar. Magmar, yeah, a Magmar to a Magmortar, a Kadabra to a Alakazam. That's 3.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, your boy Luxio is a Luxray now.
Hell yeah.
And
cool as fuck.
It's where we are right now.
Oh, I'm glad my team is doing good.
Yes, they will become champions. Guaranteed.
Hell yeah.
It's been my Switch. And just been playing. Started a new character in Elden Ring, modeled the character after my girlfriend. She did not think I did a good job at it, but she is a bleed build. She has this cool katana called the Uchi Katana. She's level 35. Eddie and I was both playing the characters and looking to be good. I haven't never beat Elden Ring, so I'm hoping to beat it with my girlfriend's model.
Hell yeah. That's exciting.
It's exciting. So I'm playing a game on each of my 3 systems. Elden Ring, Persona 5 Royal, and Pokemans.
Perfect.
So, yeah, that's probably one of our quickest intros, unless there's anything else you wanted to get off your chest real quick. I don't know I mean, I knew how your week was, and you know how
Yeah.
my week was, so I guess we can skip that
Right.
part.
Yeah. Well, we, as you guys know, are 5 listeners potentially. If you watched the last episode, then you know that I was visiting over where Zach lives, and we did an in-person podcast about co-op games last week. And yeah, so I spent the whole week in Arizona, and we basically did a lot of thrifting, and we did a little bit of hiking. I found this old Polaroid 1988 camera at a Goodwill for $10, and it works.
Woo!
So that was definitely the fucking highlight of my trip.
Thank you.
So that was rad. What else? We went to the art museum, saw a cool modern Japanese artist on display on an exhibit. So if you live in the Phoenix area, go check out the Phoenix Art Museum. They got some cool stuff in there. What else?
Went to Sedona.
And hung out with. Yeah, we went to Sedona, looked at some shops, got some good ass popcorn, and yeah, hung out with some friends, and that's about it. So that was our week.
We mini golfed, and
I
won.
Yep. Correct.
That's right.
And the air hockey tournament, I won.
Yep, and the air hockey tournament, Eddie won because we were short on time. We were like, one of our friends let us know, like, yo, they closed like 12 minutes ago. We gotta fucking go, man. I was like, oh fuck. I thought they closed at 11, and they closed at 10.
So yeah, sorry, mini golf staff. I know you hate us, but it's okay. We had a good air hockey tournament.
That was really fun. Yeah. That's what we've been doing, and we now get into the podcast. So, first story up on the board. We are going back to the news cycle for this week because we couldn't find anything decent enough to talk about in depth.
So,
and
doing a little update for you guys on the current state of the industry, as we used to do in the very beginning of this podcast.
It's easy content because I'm just using articles from Video Games Chronicle. Check them out. Shout out. They're doing a good job over there. I'm just pretty much just reading off their articles and then just talking about it like pretty much every podcast news game episode does.
Correct.
So, PlayStation shows off 2023's most exciting games in new trailer, and I put this in here because PlayStation is really showing off what they've got for 2023 in terms of like their own stuff, but like marketing rights, because they have the marketing rights for Resident Evil 4, Assassin's Creed Mirage, apparently, Street Fighter 6, and the rest of them are their own games. But like, what the fuck, Xbox? What are we doing, man? What's we lacking or something? But we have stuff to talk about for them later. Their little direct style show. But yeah, Eddie, what do you think about PlayStation showing off their most exciting games from them?
Well, I don't have a PlayStation, so I don't have much experience with any of these exclusives, at least like Horizon. That's this is the third or the fourth one of this series, I think. Second, no, because it's Horizon Zero Dawn, and then there was a second game.
Yeah,
now there's
Forbidden
this
West. No, Forbidden West.
So now there's the third one. Yeah, so this is the third one.
No, this is the second game.
Forbidden West was just a DLC then. Okay, well that further proves
Forbidden West is the second game. And what's
this
here,
game?
That's a DLC to the second game.
Okay, so yeah, that proves even more about how the fuck I don't know anything about PlayStation stuff. Yeah, so Horizon, it looks good. It's a pretty game. It's got cool dinosaurs that are robots. Right. That's all I know. Final Fantasy 16. I didn't play 15, but I played the MMO. I played 14. So will I buy it? Probably not, but they always look really pretty and they have good music, so that's exciting. Assassin's Creed, I have not bought since Syndicate, so I'm really behind on that.
Oh, we can talk about that one in more depth later, but yeah, keep going.
Yeah. Street Fighter, I'm a Mortal Kombat guy, so good for them, but not for me. Spider-Man, everyone marvels at that game, so I'm sure it'll be good. Resident Evil 4, is that a remake or a reboot or
Yep, remake of Resident Evil 4.
remake?
So
Okay. So that'll be good. They normally do pretty good job with that. And then this Forspoken one I've never heard about.
yeah, it has really cringy dialogue. I think I was telling you about that.
Okay.
For getting that game, I'd recommend playing in Japanese, unless you like hearing stuff like, "Did I just move that with my mind?"
Is the dub just mid? Is that why?
Yeah, dude, like the dub is
Okay.
like, but the dub is modeled like the voice actor. That's the voice actor right there. Like the character
Okay.
model and everything is like that character. So I guess her voice is just, or not the voice,
That's
but
just how
like
she
her
sounds.
dialogue. Yeah, the dialogue is just terrible.
Yeah. That's okay. Sometimes the dialogue is bad, but the game is okay. That can still happen
Yeah, it can
occasionally.
still happen. But yeah, it's they got like they're showing like the games that's not even like theirs, but with their their signature, with their symbol. It makes people think like, who people who aren't in like the know-how of the games like industry, like they'll see fucking ads on TV and like, oh, I guess I can only get that on PlayStation. They're the ones showing this
Yeah,
off.
right.
And
Exactly.
clever, because people can be simple-minded sometimes. Just
Correct.
just consume, man.
Yep. Buy it like the TV says to do.
Right, dude. The first half of 2023 is just crazy. Like, when for Sony especially, I mean, all these marketing deals with these games, but also they launched their VR2 on the 22nd for $550.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I saw that price range at the bottom there. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah,
That is a lot.
that's crazy, man. Like, you guys got some loyal fan bases, because
Yeah.
and you guys got a lot of room
That's like
apparently.
that's like a bank account killer for most people. Like that would murder people like financially. So I don't know.
Yeah, dude.
Obviously, like you're playing the early adopter game when you release stuff like this. So early adopters are like the people that jump at new tech like right away. So like, the new iPhone comes out, buy it, right away.
Buy it.
So
Yes, I must buy it.
they know that they can really get those early adopter people early on, and eventually it'll drop probably pretty significantly, but for now it's going to be like that. And having a high price point makes it seem like it's a luxury also, so that can make it more appealing to people who buy based on like, oh, this is the fancy new fancy thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, know what they're doing, and everyone else does it too, so I can't blame them. That's business.
Business as usual, man.
Correct. Yeah.
All right. I'll toss it over to you for our next news segment.
So we got NPD has revealed the best-selling games of 2022 in the United States. Now, I like these lists because it shows me really like, what would I say? Like what people are playing, like what's relevant. So this keeps me like in the know. So obviously, and it also tells me if like my taste is really fringe or not, which it turns out it's not. So, of the games of 2022 that are on this list, so we got Modern Warfare 2, obviously at number one. Number two, Elden Ring. It was either going to be number two or number one, so those two are givens. Now, number three, unfortunately, is also kind of a given. We got Madden 23, which is sad because number four is a significantly better game, and I don't even have to play it to know that. And it's God of War Ragnarok. 5, we got the Skywalker Saga, which I played. I think it really it's weird. Like I like the traditional Lego games. Like this is like not for me. Pokemon Scarlet Violet, we did a video about that, or an episode. FIFA 23, of course. Sports games always make these lists because they have massive audiences.
Yep.
Then we got Pokemon Arceus, which we haven't done a video on, but this was like Pokemon's intro into like the free roam kind of big open world vibe.
Yeah, definitely.
Then we got Horizon Forbidden West, which is the sequel to the original Horizon. So robot dinosaurs, really good graphics, cool main story character, PlayStation exclusive. And then number 10, another sports game, MLB The Show. So what do you think? What's this list doing for you?
I'm surprised in the US at least, Pokemon did not beat out Lego Star Wars. I'm surprised Star Wars and the Lego genre still have its hold on us in the US here. That's crazy. I mean, Madden, that's a given. Football's huge here.
Yep.
Surprised FIFA 23 made the list, to be honest. I didn't know it was still huge in the US, to be honest.
Hmm.
But you know what I don't see on here is like some like Xbox games. Like I'm seeing Nintendo, I'm seeing Sony, but I'm not seeing Xbox. I would like to see more, but Xbox and Switch digital sales are not included, which is huge. So this is only physical boxed copies.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no,
So
that's not true.
that is
That's
kind
not
of a
true.
major one for sure. So
Oh wait, no,
you know
sorry.
that
Sorry. It's
what?
if they have the asterisk or the
Oh, I see. Yeah.
yeah, my mistake. So some of them are digital and some of them are not.
Okay. Yeah. So the only games that digital sales are not included are the Pokemon games, and the only one that Xbox and Switch digital sales are not included are is MLB The Show. So this whole list will not change. I think maybe the Pokemon games might go up a little higher if the digital sales were included, but
Yeah.
we have no idea and we can't predict that. So, but yeah, this is, I don't know, pretty telling to me. Like, I don't know anybody who plays Madden anymore. Maybe that's just like because of the people I hang out with. But I am sad that is at number 3
Yeah, number
because
3 is disappointing.
EA is just like such a shit for what they do with the sports games. Like if they would release a new game like every 4 or 5 years, and instead of releasing one every year, just release roster updates, that would be fine. But they still have to push a brand new $70 game out every single year with fucking no changes in the features or performance or anything. It's just a massive cash grab, and it's going to keep working like that because people will buy it. So it's a shame.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys buy sports games, like unless you're super into keeping the roster updated, just buy one like every 3 years because there's no changes unless you do. Yeah. So Modern Warfare 2, number 1, cool. It's pretty good. I played it a little bit. I'm okay with COD being big. Like that's fine with me. Elden Ring 2, deservedly. I wish it would be number 1, but yeah, COD would never get beat, unfortunately. Madden, just talked about that. God of War, we did do an episode on that. I was not there for it because I haven't played it. But I know it's good, and I know that it's well received. Lego Star Wars at number 5, cool. That's probably the younger market, like under age 15 is most of those sales. And then Pokemon, skip over FIFA. Both Pokemon set 6 and 8. Nintendo is always going to have at least something on here because they have a massive, massive thing, and Pokemon is huge. Horizon Forbidden West. I'm kind of surprised about this one, but I guess like in terms of like big AAA single player story games, like this is like what you buy if you have a PlayStation.
Yep, it is.
So yeah, it's not really for me. Like I watched the first game all the way through. I think the protagonist is really cool. I don't know her name, but she's cool. The graphics look good, but I don't know. It's very like, how would I describe it? Like a Ubisofty open world, like adventure type game where, like you have to reveal the map and there's collectibles and whatever. Like I got kind of tired of that after like the 5th time I did that. So cool, looks good, cool protagonist, interesting story, but not for me. And I don't have PlayStation anyway. And then MLB The Show, I don't care.
Yep, that list kind of sums up what I was saying. Pretty much. I'm surprised Lego Star Wars was up there, and that Horizon Forbidden West like didn't pop off in sales because initially because it released like very close to Elden Ring, so it was a slow seller throughout the year, which if it sells, it sells.
That is correct.
All right. Moving on, let's have something else to say.
No.
All right. Silent Hill series producer wants more indie studios to pitch Silent Hill games. I thought this was interesting because we'll be
Yeah, I kind
getting
of like this.
Silent Hill 2 remake sometime this year, but it was an interview with IGN Japan. Matoya Akamoto was asked about October's, this is quotes by the way, Silent Hill reveal stream, in which a number of Silent Hill titles were announced, most of which are being handled by indie developers. Here you go, the actual quote. There's only so much we can do ourselves, which means we need to work with lots of different indie creators if we want to make lots of different Silent Hills, Akamoto replied. It's interesting.
Okay. Yeah, so I like this take because one, that gets rid of like what do you call that, like hive mind kind of thinking. Once you have like one studio working on one game, you tend to not innovate just because you have a big hive mind of like-minded people at one studio. So involving other studios is definitely a good way to make games more interesting and to innovate more and bring in new ideas, because you definitely can get a little clogged up with the same ideas and like the same format if you just stay inside of one studio. So this is kind of cool. Definitely haven't seen this with many other series. Like you could say COD maybe about 10 years ago, no, maybe like 14 years ago, like pre MW3, like when they brought in Raven, like that was kind of an interesting move. Like that's the only other thing I can think about, because Raven was a really small studio when they were doing the MW3 multiplayer and doing like half of the game. And then with COD Ghost in 2013, I know they did a big part of that, but they were like pretty small until that. So and that brought some interesting ideas to the series. Like it brought some big changes, and a lot of the changes were hated, but I think personally I liked them. But I think it's kind of a good idea.
Yeah, I'm happy that like it's out there now that like indie studios, we would like you to like help make Silent Hill games, because it's such an interesting like atmosphere and franchise that like you could do lots of things with this.
Yeah,
and I want to try more.
Yeah, you can definitely stray away from like, I'll say, AAA isms, like common features that all AAA games are like trending towards. Like if you invite indie studios, like you get the AAA like quality and performance and whatnot, but you have a little bit of spice from the indie developer, which is nice. So I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Hope to see more out of Silent Hill as a franchise. All right. You got this next one?
Yeah. So next on the list, we got Simpsons Hit and Run soundtrack has been released on Apple Music and Spotify. So game is pretty old. It's like 20 years old, but I love game soundtracks. So I always like when they're posted. And I haven't played this game personally, but it's kind of like a little bit of a time capsule, to early 2000s musicality in video games. So I kind of like that. That's interesting move. One thing, like I said with gaming soundtracks, is like when they get put on music streaming platforms, it's like amazing, because recently, when me and Zach were in Arizona together, we were listening to game soundtracks, and it's always a real shame when soundtracks get removed off streaming platforms for whatever reason. It's contracts, or they can't make an agreement, or it's copyrighted or whatever. But like Dark Souls 3 soundtrack has been removed from Spotify, which is super sad. So I love when developers get their soundtracks into music streaming, because I like listening to them. They're quite nice.
Yeah, it's at Dark Souls 3, you can't listen to that anymore. Heard that was really good. Sad. From Eddie.
Cry. Really cry.
And so like them like out of the blue just releasing the soundtrack to the Hit and Run is really weird. It's like why would they do that now? But it says like
strange.
Yeah, it was from VGC got that from a tweet, and it said, quote, surprisingly, Disney released the soundtrack to The Simpsons Hit and Run on Spotify, like Go Simpsonic with The Simpsons Testify and and songs in the key of Springfield. Are those songs or that like titles? I don't
I don't know. They might be albums. I'm not sure.
know. Oh yeah, I see Testify right here. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
weird.
they're albums.
Huh. Yeah, so like they should definitely like bring this back, just like they did like SpongeBob, Spyro, and Crash Bandicoot, like with the like
Yep.
Bikini Bottom and stuff. Battle for Bikini Bottom. That you gotta bring those back. Just like this one. This is a classic. There's a short that I put on my other channel that had this. I don't know if it's a short, but it's on TikTok for sure and like Instagram. I think it was hilarious. Okay.
Right.
Next up,
Moving on.
right, where to watch the Last of Us TV show. Just yesterday, so we're recording this on a Monday, just yesterday, they released the first episode of The Last of Us on HBO Max. I've heard very good things about it. I haven't watched it myself, but it's looking like the actors were a great pick, and it was very emotional, intense, and that's exactly what I wanted from a Last of Us TV show, because like that's how the game
Yes.
is. Exactly what I
Absolutely.
wanted. Will you be checking this out?
If I had HBO Max, I would, but I don't, and I don't want to pay for it. But I'm looking at these screenshots, and these actors look like great choice. You know what I mean? I thought the guy was Liam Neeson for a second, but it's not.
I know the nose kind of gives it off.
Yeah, but yeah, they have a great resemblance to the characters in the game, and I haven't heard them speak or anything, but I'm sure that based on just the way they look, I think they picked a really good little set of cast here when they did the casting. So yeah, looks cool.
I'm gonna push back on that and say that like the choice for the girl who
Ellie, is that her
Ellie.
name?
Yeah, Ellie.
Yeah,
She looks nothing like the actor.
she does look a bit. Yeah, she looks a bit less. What would you call like intense? Like Ellie looks kind of like hardened and like tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
That's the only thing I could say. She doesn't look as tough as Ellie, which is, that's fine. If she
yeah.
can give it off in her personality, that's what matters to me.
And like they've changed multiple actors, like skin color, like races, but that's totally fine with me. I'm just like they look nothing like the game, which could be a good thing. I don't want a 1-for-1 adaptation, because what the hell would that do? Just play the game at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. Because this is more like, I'm assuming I would consider like reboot territory rather than remake. So like if Last of Us already had a TV show, this will be like an adaptation of it. So like it'll be similar themes and probably similar linear progression, but like it'll be a little bit different. Just like how I think The Walking Dead was a comic book first.
Yes,
Is that right?
was. Yep.
Yeah. So kind of like that. So like Walking Dead started in a different medium and then they made it into a show, which was, not 1-for-1 it by any means, but it definitely has some parallels.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume that's what they're going to do with this. And I think that's cool.
Yeah. And it's definitely the same way with like how manga gets turned into anime. Like people will
Correct.
read the manga and see like, okay, this is loosely what is going to happen, but how they go about it could be different. And how the Last of Us, like I know how the Last of Us ends and how it goes, and I'm gonna see how they adapt to it. Certain scenes, like I saw one of them, one of the trailers, and like it seems like they might be adding a couple characters to give more background to other characters, and I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Giving background when you have one, probably, I don't know if they have a larger budget, but they probably do. But when you have the opportunity to give background by, doing extra shooting with, backstory and like, flashback scenes or whatever like that, I like that because that gives more depth to the game. I don't know if the game is canon to the show, probably not, but like,
Yeah, probably not.
I still like that though. Yeah, but it gives a different perspective, and like you can create your own canon in your own head. and you choose what fits in. That's up to you.
Exactly. Just talk to Star Wars fans.
Exactly. Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Like, I choose certain parts of the final trilogy that fit in my canon, but they don't fit in what is the legit canon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, the canon is personal interpretation, unless you're like super hardcore and you say it's like it has to be this or it has to be that. You know what I mean? So,
All right, you wanna start us off with our main topics? That was the rest of our quick news segments.
Yes. Yeah. So main topics. We'll talk about these a little bit more in depth. I want to actually. Can I cover the next two?
Yes.
Okay. Because I like the EU one. We'll talk about here in a second. Okay. So this first one I love. I'm a super big fan of speedrunning and watching speedruns and learning about the intricacies of speedrunning and whatnot. So we have the results of GDQ, which is Games Done Quick, which is I think is annual. It's like a charity event that is focused around speedrunning. So basically, they bring all these speedrunners together for a giant, massive collection of games. So, like at this one, we had over 140 speedruns. And yeah, so they have all these speedrunners come in and they run a charity live stream and they take donations for, I'm not sure if it's a specific, it's the Prevent Cancer Foundation, $2.642 million this year, which is amazing. So
awesome.
It's a good cause and it's very fun to watch. So with this one specifically though, we've had 4 new world records in a couple of games here. So first game, which is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Shredder's Revenge, which just came out and I just played for the first time last week. It's like a kind of a side scroller beat 'em up, old retro readaptation of the old Turtles games that just came out on Switch. This game was beaten for a world record in 1 hour and 23 seconds by General Andrews, Doss Postman, Benja, and Paul Knives. So it was a 4-man speedrun, which is cool. Cooperative speedruns involve quite a bit of nuance and teamwork, and that's very interesting. So good job, General Andrews, Doss Postman, Benja, and Paul Knives for that one. Next, we have Super Mario Galaxy 2, done in 3 hours, 3 minutes, and 56 seconds by Super Viper T302, Hardcore Gaming. I'm Jay and Mutants Abyss. Congratulations to you guys. We got number 3 here. We got Steven Seagal is the Final Option prototype. I've never heard of this. It's got a weird title. Done in 21 minutes, 44 seconds by Crack Attack. Congratulations, Crack Attack. And then the last one, which I thought was hilarious. We have a Power Wash Simulator speedrun completed in 33 minutes and 31 seconds by Amarylin, Bullets, Big Law, Enigma, Requiem, Angelic Knight, and Acadile. I'm probably messing up a lot of those.
Maybe.
Acadile. So congratulations to all them. But yeah, if you guys are interested in the speedrunning world, Games Done Quick is annual. Great charity event. And if you enjoy speedrunning, they do a lot of commentary and they talk about it while they do it. And sometimes they do like little summits where they like go through the exact moves of what they did in the speedruns and stuff like that. And then there's always a lot of guys going for big records like we have here. So 4 world records. Congratulations to everybody that I mentioned. Yeah. Any thoughts, Zachariah?
Dude, this I love it. I watched a Pokemon Ruby or Sapphire speedrun. I'm not sure which one it was, but those are so like, and he was like giving like what he was doing like for every play. Like that's so interesting. How you figure this stuff
cool,
out? They're breaking the game, man. Like, oh my gosh,
right?
Like, hire some of these people to do like something with your game. That's so cool, man.
It is quite cool. Yeah, I know the first things that I really got into speedrunning with were Borderlands 2 and Outlast, and I actually did get kind of decent at speedrunning those 2 games. Like nowhere near like amazing, but like I was going pretty fast and I got pretty good. So yeah, I've always found a love for speedrunning, especially watching speedrunning strategy. I love watching. There's a guy on YouTube called Catalyst. He does Souls speedrun analysis,
Yeah.
and he talks about all the specific moves, and it's amazing. And then even yesterday, I was watching some Mike Tyson's Punch Out speed runs and about the history of that. I can't remember the YouTuber, but this guy does history of all these speed runs, and he talks about all the specific strategies and like the history of the records and how they've gone better and better and better. So yeah, great one.
100%. I love. I think they changed their name too. I didn't know that they changed it to Awesome Games Done Quick when it was like.
Oh, they added an A.
And I was like, why? I thought it was just Games Done Quick. Maybe there's like
Yeah,
a lawsuit.
that's
Or
a weird
something.
move for
Yeah,
sure.
I don't know why they did that. It's weird. But yeah, I love watching speedruns, and this is for charity, so it's even better.
Yep.
Shout out to all those people that did those speedruns.
All right, so we'll move on. I'll cover this one because I am quite interested in this, and I have been for some time. So Microsoft will reportedly receive an EU antitrust warning over Activision Blizzard deal. So if listeners don't know what antitrust is, so basically antitrust is normally like a set of laws or policies that governments make in order to prevent monopolistic activity. So monopoly is kind of like the board game. If someone controls all the business in like a certain market, then they can control the prices and basically ruin the market. So like specifically in America, antitrust laws came up in I think it was the late 1800s with all the big oil barons like Rockefeller and Vanderbilt. So they have monopolies in their respective industries. Rockefeller being oil and Vanderbilt being steel. So basically, what they did is the government came in, realized that they had too much power in the market to make the prices too high, and they broke up their companies to allow for more. So Rockefeller got split up into a bunch of different companies, and Vanderbilt got split up into a bunch of different companies, and that allows for more competition, more competitive prices, and it's better for the consumer. So, how that is relevant to this is, so we all know about Xbox trying to acquire Activision, and it looked like it was going to happen until probably about a month ago.
Yeah.
Where we're getting a lot of news about all these antitrust problems. So in America, there's some investigation on how this deal might potentially create monopolistic activity result or coming from Microsoft. And now we have EU going all the way and giving them a warning. So who knows if this is going to change the fact that the acquisition will happen, but maybe it will. But it is a warning from the second biggest governmental institution, economy, conglomerate thing in the whole world. So the EU is definitely to be taken seriously with something like this. So basically with the article here that we're reading, so it would be the latest setback in Xbox makers' road to completing the deal. The EU is set to issue a charge sheet known as a statement of objections, setting out its concerns about the deal, according to, I think it's Reuters. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Reuters, I don't know.
It's claimed that Microsoft was expected to offer remedies to EU regulators in an attempt to avert the statement of charge and shorten the regulatory process. However, it's claimed the EU is not open to remedies without first sending out its charge sheet. So I don't think the EU will budge just because Microsoft wants to make their money. They will have to comply to their law regardless of what they want. And if they don't, then people in Europe will not be buying Xboxes or using the Xbox store or anything because they will be banned. So
yeah, man, this is crazy. Like,
yeah, but I know in my heart, no matter what, if the EU blocks this, then Microsoft will back off because if they lose their European market, they will lose so much money. It's disgusting. So Yeah, we know that for sure. But Microsoft said in a statement issued to Reuters once again, or Reuters, whatever it is, we're continuing to work with the European Commission to address any marketplace concerns. Our goal is to bring more games to more people, and this deal will further that goal. So, as a business does, they make it sound really pretty and really nice, but it is a giant, money grab when you own this much of the gaming industry, or at least the rights to it. Um, so, do I believe that this is monopolistic activity? Kinda. It's definitely pushing it, like, because Microsoft has Game Pass with Bethesda, which is massive, and then if you add Activision, you get COD, you get Diablo, you get all the Blizzard games. Like, they would have so much stuff. So basically, it would be Xbox with all the games, and then PlayStation with just PlayStation exclusives. So um, it's definitely a little monopolistic for sure. What do you think?
Uh, I it's just that like PlayStation signs so many exclusivity deals that it seems it's so ridiculous that they're like, this can't happen. Like we'll have nothing. Like that's bullshit. They have so much IP that they're just not using.
Right.
Like I think it's on them that like they're it's basically they're complaining because they'll have to do more work to like heavier like front load their library, like their what is it called, their game library. If they lose COD, then they like, because they have to have something in place of that, which they won't lose COD for a long time. Like Microsoft was willing to sign like a 10-year deal. You're telling me they couldn't do something in 10 years to combat that? They have so much stuff and they're working to like replace that anyway, but PlayStation is just like, why would we lose that? It brings us in so much money and we don't have to like compensate for that. Why would we lose
Right.
that? And so I understand why they're trying to like grasp on for dear life for this, but it's sad that like everybody else is buying their shit on like, oh, we can't, we need Call of Duty. They'll have a monopoly over everything. Like, what? Like Call of Duty's not on Nintendo platforms.
Right.
How is that a monopoly for those games? Diablo 3 is on Switch. Like Blizzard games go on. Overwatch is on Switch. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's stretching so hard, but like people just don't know the games industry, and they're making judgments about it.
True. Yeah, I definitely think like, it's hard to say because like, it would be great to have this as someone who owns an Xbox, but like there is some potential for a little bit of, them conning the consumer with this much power. Because like, sure, there's like the games are on all platforms, but if they have like all the rights to this stuff, like things can get weird. So
yeah,
I don't think it's going to be like a true monopoly where they just gouge the fuck out of the prices, because that would get shut down immediately. But if this does go through, there's definitely some potential for like some shady activity. But we both know that Microsoft and Sony are doing shady shit already. And I'm sure Sony is in the EU's pocket trying to make sure, lobby the fuck out of them, make sure that Microsoft doesn't get this. And Microsoft is in the EU's pocket trying to make sure that they do get it. So, there's all kinds of shit behind the scenes where it's I'm assuming it's going to be whoever throws the most money at the EU is probably going to win. So
essentially, pretty much.
Given that Microsoft is, I think, much bigger than Sony, not much bigger, but probably bigger. And given the fact that Microsoft already kind of has a monopoly on computer software, I think that I think it'll go through still. There might be some regulations and some like things that don't go all the way through, but I think it will go through in its basic form. So
yeah, it'll go through. Like it's just a matter of when.
Yeah. When and how many regulations are on it, because they might say like, "Oh, you guys can do it except for COD." You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
they might say something like that. I don't know, but that's a good guess.
Yeah, it's pressure. I just wish this would be over with so we can have like other news to talk about because we're still
Right.
going on about it, and they won't make a decision until April. Like the EU won't.
That's right.
Stupid. All right, moving on. So Eddie just played this game, and so he can give us a little insight. The
Oh, right.
Callisto Protocol reportedly hasn't met publisher sales expectations, and this is pretty crazy. So the Callisto Protocol has reportedly seen disappointing sales numbers, failing to recoup a reported $162 million budget. This has caused investors in publisher Krafton to lower their target stock price in response. According to MK Odyssey, the game reportedly has cost over 200 billion won, which is estimated $162 million slash 132 million euros to develop, a budget that the sales of the game have not matched. And if this is their first game, by the way, this developer, it's their first game and they have a budget of this much, and that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Like your first game is not going to be
Yeah.
a banger. What
Yeah.
whose
Like
first game
remember,
was very successful? Very few.
right, yeah. But like remember when Destiny 1 came out and everyone freaked out because the budget was 200 million?
Mm-hmm.
But that was from Bethesda, or not Bethesda. What's that?
Bungie.
What's Bungie? Yeah. So, but Bungie had been existing for like 20 years already, and now this is a game. This just shows you how big games are now. This is a studio's first game, and they have a budget that's almost the same as that Destiny budget from 2011 or 2013 or whatever it was. So, yeah, and that was like 10 years ago. So,
And like, dude, this article also mentions that like during development, the game was referred to as quadruple A. Did you think that
yeah,
was a quadruple A game, Eddie?
hell no. I would say that was like barely or barely a triple A game, like barely.
It had
Like
really good graphics, but you need more than
it
that,
looks
man.
good. Yeah, sure, it looks good, but it's. I was not having very much fun playing it, to be honest with you.
No,
I
guys.
thought it was, yeah, from
Um,
like a story aspect, like I didn't get that far clearly, but from the dialogue and like the cutscenes, like I was getting major like BioShock clone vibes. Like
uh,
there's a guy on the radio talking to you and shit. Like while you do stuff, and he's like in an obscure location, and like it just felt like it wasn't new. You know?
yeah. It's Yeah, according to Samsung Securities, Krafton had expected the Callisto Protocol to sell around 5 million copies. However, quote, considering the current sales ranking, cumulative sales of 2 million copies will not be easy until this year. End quote.
Jeez, man, that's a shame.
Yoicks, man. Well, shit, that's what happens, dude. First game, this banger. But also doesn't help that Dead Space remake is coming out this month.
Yeah, right.
So, like, yo, EA was hella strategic in making that announcement, dude. What a bunch of
Yeah,
sleaze
right.
bags.
Yeah, dude. They definitely know the power that they have, and they fucking used it for sure.
Yeah. I mean, what did you think of the game's combat?
I didn't think it was as weird as you said it was. I thought it was kind of like not cool, but like it wasn't like awkward. It was just like a little strange. For me, the movement felt really awkward. Like you, I don't know. Like it feels like your guy was like a very obese man. Like he couldn't change directions very quickly. Like
Yeah.
you're basically like running in a straight line, and if you want to turn or like turn around or change directions, it's like no, it's not gonna happen. Like you're just like a really like clunky motherfucker. The movement's weird. The combat's not that bad. I thought it was kind of cool with the dodging thing, but yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
It was criticized for not having a original story and that like it could have done
Yeah,
better.
yeah, I could definitely see. I didn't get that far, but I can definitely see that the story was not going to be that impressive. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it just felt like mid when I was playing it. I was like, okay, this is cool, but like not that cool.
Mm-hmm.
kind of like
What?
it's not as horrible as Anthem, but like when you first played Anthem, it was like, okay, this is okay, but like that's it. It's like gonna stay at like that 4 or 5 out of 10 range. Like it's like it's okay, but it's not that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
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 yeah. Hopefully it sells, but it was if Ishan hadn't picked it up already, I would have definitely maybe considered it for $20. Maybe. That's just me though. But
yeah, 20,
20 at
10.
least. Yeah. Game
Yeah.
Pass.
Yeah, Game Pass. Yeah.
So, you want to cover these next two articles are related to each other, so do you want to just cover both of them?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so this game is the one that's been delayed for like 10 years, right? Is
Yep.
this the right one?
Yep.
I'm thinking of. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so fresh from its latest delay, so like I said, 10 years or ish 10 years. Ubisoft premieres 30 minutes of Skull and Bones gameplay. So for you guys who don't know what Skull and Bones is, this is literally Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag ship combat made into a game.
Yep.
So sounds great. The ship combat is awesome in that game, but kind of one dimensional. Like how much more can you do with it? But essentially that's what this game is, and it was supposed to come out like probably like 2015 or so, and it's just been delayed like for fucking ever. And we finally get some gameplay here. And 30 minutes, I'd like to see 30 minutes of gameplay. That shows off quite a bit, but as Ubisoft does, they make things look really good even if they're pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to say. But so on Wednesday, Ubisoft announced that the game will miss its most recently announced release date of March 9th. And it is said Skull and Bones will be released early in next fiscal year, which begins April of 2024. So we're looking at another year, almost a year and a half. So this game is going on like 9 years of delays, which is horrible. The only other games that have been delayed for this long, I mean, how long was Cyberpunk delayed? Like 6 years?
No, that was like a 10-year delay almost.
10 years?
'Cause
Yeah, so 10.
It was revealed in 2012.
Yeah, so there you go. So yeah, Cyberpunk, and normally these games that get delayed for years and years and years, they never turn out good.
Mm.
I think of very few. I don't know if I can think of any examples of games that were. I think Shadow of the Colossus was delayed for like 9 years or something, wasn't it?
I know too. Duke Nukem Forever was delayed a long time,
Okay.
and it still hasn't
the
come
game was
out.
pretty bad.
Yeah, it still hasn't
Yeah,
come out. But like that other, it's another Ubisoft game. It's like the sequel to one of them, and still hasn't come out.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but yeah. Normally, these games that get delayed for like close to a decade, or they don't work. They probably would work if they released when they were supposed to. Like, I feel like if this game released in like 2015, 16, it would probably be cool. But I don't know. Maybe it'll be still good. I don't know. I really enjoyed the ship combat in AC4, but who knows how far they can take this? Is this going to be another disappointing Sea of Thieves type game where it's like really one dimensional and it's not that interesting, or who knows? We'll see. It looks pretty. The screenshots look nice. Graphics look good. I'm sure it'll run well. Ubisoft tends to do pretty good with their optimization, except for in some of those late 2010s Assassin's Creed games. But yeah, looks good. Hopefully it's good. That's all I'm gonna say. Watch the gameplay if you're interested. We'll move on.
Yeah, it's what it does. Ubisoft goes ahead and just Ubisofts everything.
Correct. Yeah.
All
right.
Very much related. Assassin's Creed fans were hungry for a more smaller scale game, says Assassin's Mirage director, which is the new game, which is going to be smaller and more concise. Thank you. I put this in here because I just wanted to say, no fucking shit. We wanted a smaller scale game, man. 3 in a row. That's like they like COD did the same thing, right? It was Advanced Warfare. Was like, okay, all right. What else you got? Black Ops 3, really good sales, everything popped off. and then they got to Infinite Warfare and were like, people don't want this no more.
We're tired
This
of
has literally happened again. And then went back. No more futuristic games. So
right.
thank you. And I'm really hoping this next Assassin's Creed. But like, I already know what happens to this character. They got to make this more convincing for me to buy. It's like, I already know what happens to Basim.
Yeah.
He's in Valhalla. And like,
right.
I wish they chose somebody else, but this is stupid.
We're at the point with this game, with this series, like there are no new time periods that you can do. You could do, I mean, there's a couple, but like it's starting to get like
There's
that's
so
why I haven't
many.
bought an Assassin's Creed in like 5 years, because there's nothing else they can do.
Oh, of course they can. Well, they announced those other games, and those are good time periods. Like finally they go to Japan for once.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Japan, they could do India, they could do
India during like the British invasion, that'd be a great.
Yeah,
Imagine
that's
that
true.
game. What else?
There's definitely like there's plenty of periods they can do, but like I'm just like I have no interest in that anymore. Like they've done I'm just over it.
Dude, yeah.
Like,
what about like the Mongolian invasion, right? You're assassin, you're a what did Khan invade? Genghis Khan.
basically all of Europe in like that'd be the 14th century and the 1300s. Yeah.
Well, I guess you really couldn't do something with that, but like in one of those countries, and like they come and invade,
Yeah. No, they
That'd be
totally
cool.
could. Even then, though, man, I'm just like I can't. Like how most people are burned out on COD, and I'm getting pretty close to. This is how I feel about Assassin's Creed. It's just like they cannot do anything to make me buy it.
Really?
I cannot
So
buy
you
it
think
anymore.
it's in your terms, it's like a dead franchise. Like you just won't buy it anymore.
To me, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I love history so much, but like, and I think there's so many things they could do. I wish they would do more. They are going to do more.
Yeah.
So let's go. All right. What's the next one on the docket, Eddie?
All right. Next guy. So we got High on Life. All right. High on Life news. Here we go. So High on Life and Rick and Morty creator Justin Roiland. He also does a lot of the voices. But we got some bad news for this guy. Got domestic violence charges, which is here we go.
Yep.
Details of the 2-year-old case were first made public this week. So this is awful to hear and definitely makes me lose quite a bit of respect for him.
Yeah.
Obviously, nobody wants to hear that, somebody that they, thought was like a good guy for a long time. Suddenly this is like the shit. So like, I mean, fucking, let's look at the details here. So Rick and Morty High on Life creator Justin Roiland has been charged with felony domestic violence in California. According to NBC News, he's been charged with 1 count of domestic battery with corporal injury and 1 count of false imprisonment by menace, violence, fraud, or deceit. Charges are in connection with a 2020 incident involving a woman Roiland was dating. So, yeah, definitely fucking zero respect for Justin Roiland now. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's like he was arrested. There was enough cause for him to have like be thrown in jail for this, right?
Right.
Oh,
yeah. So we got Roiland was arrested on.
Okay, I see. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're good. Roiland was arrested and released on $50,000 bond in August 2020 and arraigned in October 2020, having pleaded not guilty, of course, as they do, to the charge at the time. He appeared in court on Thursday for a pretrial hearing. A trial date has not been set. We look for this is his attorneys. I can't really fuck with your attorneys, bro, unfortunately. But they say we look forward to clearing Justin's name and helping him move forward as swiftly as possible. That's a very attorney statement, but we all know that at this point, this guy's a fucking asshole. So, Protective order filed against Roiland October 2020 ordered him to stay at least 100 feet away from his accuser and not harass, threaten, or surveil them. He was also ordered to hand over any firearms he owned or possessed to the police until October 2023, at least. Roiland is best known as co-creator of Rick and Morty. So, I'm gonna be real, man. I don't think I'm playing High on Life anymore because I know you suggested that to me.
Yeah, I did.
But it's it's hard for me to support that now, and I'm kind of glad I haven't been interested in Rick and Morty in a few years. So, definitely, yeah, fuck this guy. That's awful.
So, yeah, I didn't know. So this happened in 2020, but he's being arrested now. Wait, he's facing the charges of that.
Yeah, so the charges and the proceedings are beginning now, so that makes it public. But I'm assuming that he cut some sort of deal or something with the courts to keep this quiet until this game came out, so it wouldn't do really bad. That's my best guess. I don't know if that's true, but
yeah, I haven't really been following Rick and Morty. I don't know if this was like art made public when he was like arrested for that in 2020. But I mean,
yeah, definitely
apparently it was.
Oh, it was, but okay.
Well, because
yeah, I guess I haven't been in the know.
August 2020 and arraigned in October.
Yeah,
but I mean,
interesting.
I wasn't watching Rick and Morty at that time, so I didn't know about this until like now. I was like, wow, he was arrested for domestic violence. That's crazy.
Yeah. So fuck you, Justin Roiland. Rot in prison.
Damn. What if he's acquitted? Like, what if he's like, hey, this didn't happen? Or what do you think?
Well, okay, that's fine, but like, I don't know. The charges are pretty brutal, so I'm assuming that he is probably guilty. Like, I don't know if you can really be charged for like, what did he get charged for again? Let's look at this. Let's see, 50,000 bond. Okay, so here we go. Charged with 1 count of domestic battery. So battery means assault means like you don't necessarily like touch them, but battery means you touch them. Like he has hit this woman for sure. And corporal injury, I don't know what that means, but I know battery means that contact was made. And then 1 count of false imprisonment by menace, violence, fraud, or deceit. So what that second charge tells me is that he maybe got the woman arrested for something that she didn't do.
Oh, you know what might have happened? Like he got arrested, but like she hit me too. Like arrest her.
Oh right, yeah.
Maybe that's the case.
So like it feels like it's bad news. Like this guy, innocent until proven guilty. But like in these kind of situations, I never side with the person that is accused of fucking hitting people. Like that's horrible. So
yeah,
definitely. If he did it, fuck you. That's it.
God, terrible. Well, the next article is concerning the Activision deal again. Do you want to take over that as well?
Sure. Yeah. So, hold on. I need to make sure that we're looking at the same thing here. This is the NVIDIA, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, all right. Headline: NVIDIA and Google have expressed concerns to the FTC about the Microsoft Activision deal. Okay. So, everyone is upset because Microsoft is taking even more of the tech market.
Pretty much.
So, Bloomberg cites sources familiar with the matter who claim the two companies spoke to the FTC about their own issues with a potential deal. In December, the FTC announced plans to file a lawsuit in a bid to stop Microsoft's $69 billion acquisition of Activision, which it argues would enable the company to suppress competitors to its Xbox consoles and its subscription content for cloud-based gaming business. So basically, so in America, we talked about EU earlier. So in America, the FTC is what handles antitrust laws. So the FTC is attempting to sue Microsoft because they believe that Microsoft is wrongful in this acquisition because it will suppress competition due to its monopolistic activity. So basically, we have NVIDIA and Google, two other gigantor tech companies. They're definitely a little bit upset about Microsoft getting more market share as well. Because specifically, like with Google is competing Microsoft. Mostly, I would consider for software. So, like Google has come into the software industry more recently with like online stuff like Google Docs and like all their cloud services and whatnot. And Microsoft has a fucking massive market share on software. Like when you work at an office place and you need to do spreadsheets, everyone uses Excel. There's no exception. That is the standard, and there's a reason for that. It's because Microsoft owns the entire industry.
Yeah.
So like you could say, there's my Apple computer has has a spreadsheet app, but nobody's using that. Nobody's fucking using that. Microsoft has probably like 95% market control on computer software. So Google's going to be mad about that because if they have more power in the gaming industry, that gives Google less power to enter that. Not that Google needs any more money, but that's why they're upset. And then NVIDIA, to my knowledge, NVIDIA only makes hardware. I'm not sure though.
They have a subscription for like GeForce Now.
Okay.
Which is like why so many games got leaked. So it was it's a game subscription service, so
I see.
There's that.
Okay. Yeah, so to me that sounds like Nvidia is trying to enter the playable gaming market. Like they're big into the gaming hardware market with computer equipment and whatnot. But it sounds like with Microsoft doing this big acquisition, that kind of puts a thorn in the side of Nvidia because they're trying to enter with this subscription service that they have, which you said GeForce Now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that would be the cause for why both of them are pretty upset, which is understandable. In a statement to Bloomberg, Microsoft spokesperson David Cuddy said, "We are prepared to address and have been proactively addressing issues raised by regulators or competitors to ensure the deal closes with confidence." So Microsoft is on their, this shit is happening bullshit. They're not letting up to the FTC or the EU antitrust committee. Which makes sense because they want their money. So good for them. The spokesperson also added, "We want people to have more access to games, not less." So literally the same statement that they said to the EU.
Yep. Same shit.
This is evidently their corporate motto for what they want to say about this in the public. We want people to have access to games. So that's how they keep the people on their side by them saying, "Oh, this is to help you guys. It gives you more blah 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 blah." But it's big business, and they're gonna say what gets people on their side. That's what corporations do, and that's just how it is. Next we have the FTC recently said that there has been no substantive settlement talks with Microsoft. So that further tells me that Microsoft is not looking to negotiate. They don't want to. Or they just haven't done it yet because bureaucracy takes time, and that's fine.
Yep.
Obviously, regulators scrutinizing the acquisition. So we're talking EU, FTC, any antitrust committee. I'm sure there's community action groups in all countries around the world that are probably lobbying against this as well. But basically, it's reducing the ability for PlayStation to compete, which is true. Obviously, PlayStation has a lot of IPs and a lot of market control as well, but this would significantly sway Microsoft or sway the market control in Microsoft's direction. So, In a bid to address these concerns, Microsoft recently said it had offered Sony a 10-year legally enforceable contract to make a new Call of Duty game available on PlayStation the same day it comes to Xbox. So this is what Zach was talking about a little bit earlier. So PlayStation's very concerned about COD because COD is massive and they are rightfully concerned about that. So basically, Microsoft, rather than negotiating with the governments, they are negotiating with Sony. And if Sony says yes to something like this, I know the deal will go for sure. But I don't know if Sony would just take this that easily. It's hard to say because COD is not the only game in the world, unfortunately. So yeah. Any thoughts? That's about all we have in the article here. That's all my thoughts.
The only reason why I don't know why Nvidia is so butthurt about this. Like I
think it's because they're trying to enter the market. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, fuck Nvidia, right? They literally leaked so many fucking games, dude. Go fuck yourselves. But also Google, like, they're pissed off because Google Stadia failed. And like Microsoft was a big reason. They claimed that like Microsoft buying like ZeniMax and like Bethesda was the main like cause of Stadia failing. It's like,
right.
Really? Was it really? No. Google?
Yeah,
like,
the Stadia was a failure before it even started.
Yeah, it was bullshit, man. Like, it was your fault. Express concerns. Such bullshit, bro. I hate this. I just want it to be over.
Yeah. It's going to be big news for a long time. But eventually it will subside, I hope.
Eventually. All right. Moving on. This is mainly like a Ubisoft podcast, apparently.
Yeah, seriously.
Ubisoft show right now. So
there's another one right after.
Yeah, Ubisoft CEO reportedly tells staff that the onus is on them to reverse the company's fortunes. He's saying, quote, "The ball is in your court to deliver the lineup on time and at the expected level of quality." Fuck you, Yeast Gilmont, bro. It's his management's fault. Like, it's not the developer's fault. Who's managing the developers? It's a classic case of it's their fault, not mine. I didn't do that.
Yeah, exactly. Because he knows damn well that publishers have to please shareholders. And when you try to please shareholders in the context of an artistic industry like gaming, you get all this rushing, bad working conditions, fucking horrible, like all this shit goes down because Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot, or whatever your name is, all you care about is getting money to your shareholders, because if they get money, you get money. So when he's fucking dumping this, the ball is in your court to deliver on time, the reason that, the developers go through so much bullshit is because the publishers they have them in a noose. Like, they're just getting run through, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So disappointing,
sad.
Man. Like, and
sad.
This is only going to make them less creative and more like make everything free to play with the battle pass. That's what makes them money.
Lots of microtransactions. Yep.
Live service. That's all they care about is live service now.
You cannot combine stock market, shareholders, and corporate bullshit with art. You cannot do that, because when you do that, it leads to garbage. Like, look at cinema for the last 10 years. Like, what do we get? Super fucking hero movies, and that's it. Like, because it's all about the shareholders. They just want to make money, and it's disgusting. So, blah.
Yeah, very much blah. And like, he was like, a further quote, "Today, more than ever, I need your full energy and commitment to ensure we get back on the path to success," end quote. He wrote, quote, "I am also asking that each of you be especially careful and strategic with your spending and initiatives to ensure we're being as efficient and lean as possible," end quote.
Yeah. Look at that. Lean as possible. All that means is we need to make sure you guys aren't spending money, so I make the most. That's fucking awful. Yeah. It's
horrible, dude.
This is awful, man. Yeah. This is gross. This is really gross. I hate this.
Yeah. And like, why would I want, like, just the quality? Because it's being rushed so much that, like, we have to like cut back on stuff. Like
Exactly. Yeah. All the art goes away. It's just a product. This is a manufactured product. There's, the art goes away. The
exactly,
creativity,
dude.
the innovation, the changes, they all go away.
I'm seeing Ubisoft games go so cheap. Like, why would I buy at launch? Why wouldn't I just wait and buy for $10? You're not
Literally.
delivering a product that I have to go like I have to play this now. Like it looks so good. Like
Yeah.
I know if I wait. And that was another problem. Like I'll jump in with the next article that we have, which is also related. Ubisoft says it's surprised by Mario plus Rabbids sequel underperformance. They made the original game, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, so cheap for so long. It came out like when the Switch launched in 2017. So for 5 years, it's been at like under $20 for so long. And so it saw like millions of players. And I was like, oh shit, we gotta make another game. There's a lot of people interested in this. They're interested because you made it so cheap.
Exactly.
And like I support it. I bought the $100 edition. This game was great. I love this game. And I'll continue to buy stuff. Like I bought the season pass that came with it. Like I love Mario plus Rabbids. And fuck you for saying it underperform. Like we're like surprised by its underperformance. It brought quality. It brought great art. Everything was there. It was your fault that you made it so cheap for this long.
Yeah. Yeah. Notice how when they say like it's underperforming, they're not talking about the quality of the game. They're only talking about the quality of how much money they're making.
Yeah, exactly.
They literally do not care at all about the game. They only care about the dollars that come in from the game. It's awful.
Awful. Like he even said, quote, despite excellent ratings and players' receptions, as well as an ambitious marketing plan, we were surprised by Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope underperformance in the final weeks of 2022 and early January, it said. End quote, it said. Like, it came out in October. Like after a year, you should grade on its success, not in a span of like 4 months. Even though that's when your game sells the most. But look at Horizon Forbidden West. It got outshined by Elden Ring in February. It launched at the same time, but it slowly built up because it delivered quality experience. And now what was it, number like 9? Or something like that.
9.
Yeah, it was number 9 all of 2022. Like they need to. This fucking guy needs to chill the fuck out. Like I hate this guy.
Yeah, this is super corpo, disgusting. Like make me throw up in my mouth type shit. Like I hate this.
God. Yeah, I need to get that off my chest, bro. Fuck Ubisoft right now. Like it needs a change in leadership. Like the whole place. Honestly.
It's just like massive publisher, disgusting corporate garbage. I hate it.
Disgusting. All right, you want to get the next one?
Yes. Okay. So, Xbox and Bethesda developer direct confirmed for January 25th. So, new live stream format will provide updates on Forza, Redfall, and more. So, basically, developer direct is going to be on Wednesday, January 25th. According to Xbox, the event will provide fans with an inside look at some of the games coming to Xbox, PC, and Game Pass over the next few months. So this is kind of like not like an E3 kind of event, but more of like a, Q1 update, like what's coming kind of vibe. So like this will kind of hold us off until E3 where we get like big shit. So the announcements will include big features, extended gameplay showcases, and the latest info for Xbox games launching in the next few months. So basically, this is like a tiny E3 for Xbox Bethesda. So we'll definitely get. So we got Elder Scrolls Online news, Forza, Minecraft Legends specifically, and Redfall. And Redfall, me and Zach were talking about a little bit ago. So basically, these are the people that made Dishonored and Prey. So Arcane. They also made Deathloop, which I talked about a little bit ago. With Redfall, we will get a showcase of several minutes of gameplay from their upcoming FPS. The developer direct show will reveal single and multiplayer gameplay, showing more of how you and your friends will take down bloodthirsty vampires on the picturesque island of Redfall, Massachusetts. Fans can expect to learn more about combat, customization, bosses, the open world, and more. With Minecraft Legends, Mojang will showcase an insider's look into the PvP multiplayer experience of Minecraft Legends, the upcoming action strategy game from the makers of Minecraft. Forza, team at Turn 10 have been hard at work bringing fans the next generation of Forza, built from the ground up to take advantage of the Xbox Series X/S. Forza Motorsport is back, and we can't wait to share more gameplay and exciting new details. That's like the most bullshit one I've read so far because Forza never changes. But good for them. And then last, Elder Scrolls Online studio director Matt Furore will unveil 2023's major chapter update, including latest regions of Tamriel to become playable in Elder Scrolls Online, as well as a major new feature coming in the game's biggest update this year. The developer direct will be immediately followed by the full standalone ESO chapter reveal event hosted by ZeniMax Online, which will provide all the in-depth details ESO players will be keen to know. So definitely, yeah, low-key, like a tiny E3. The event will begin 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, and include the following content that I just listed a second ago. So definitely with this one, I'm super excited about Redfall. I love Arcane, and I like vampires. So yeah, that's my big one. What are you excited for?
Redfall and Minecraft Legends, pretty much. That's the only two I really care about.
Right.
Elder Scrolls Online, it's like, glad it's still kicking on for so long.
Dude, seriously, I thought this game would be super dead by now.
Nah, man. Every year is something new, and like great for them, dude. If you just have Elder Scrolls Online, you're set, man. You've been set for years. Good, like awesome. Happy for you. Forza, I'm not a racing guy, so it's not for me. But like Minecraft Legends looks interesting, and then Redfall looks super interesting. So
yeah, love Redfall. Great concept. Very excited.
Very, very excited. So we'll see more about that. Finally, they're sharing some news. Finally, man. I want to see, and they also mentioned that there will be a later show like exclusively for Starfield.
Yes,
and that they are committed that it will still launch in like the first half of this year. Like,
okay,
that's interesting. I don't think that's true. I think it's going to get delayed delayed because like they initially delayed it from November 11th of 2022 to like the first half of 2023.
Yeah. Why am I thinking of March? Did they ever say March?
No,
this year?
They announced like last March. I don't know. Actually, never mind. No, March was not a thing. I think they might be thinking of like a June release date kind of thing. But like 4 major games will be coming out if that's true. Then you got Final Fantasy 16, Diablo 4, Starfield, and Street Fighter 6 all coming out in that month if that's true.
Big time. Yeah, that's kind of strange. Normally June is kind of shit for game release.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, thank God they're like changing that stigma, but like,
yeah, because normally the summer is like a huge drought. Like I remember in high school, like we'd always just like have nothing. Like we just have to play all the shit from earlier, which is cool. But like, I just remember the summer drought.
Summer drought, we'd have to actually interact with each other. Dear God.
Yeah, exactly. We'd have to go outside. Fuck going outside.
Yeah. No. All right. Our last story, TMNT Shredder's Revenge, the awesome game that Eddie played recently and that I love, is now on mobile, exclusive to Netflix members.
Oh man, that's super weird. Okay.
Isn't that weird, man? It's fucking weird. Man,
I noticed Netflix is doing some weird shit lately. Like, I don't use Netflix that much, but I remember I was on it, I think like a month ago, and they have like this low key like TikTok clone on there now. It's like
Oh,
what was it called? It was like called quick something. What was it? Fast something? Oh shit! Hold on. Let me open my Netflix app if I even have it installed.
I don't know.
Let me find it. Hold on. It's like this weird feature. I'm gonna show you. We're talking about this. Okay. Here we go. Fast laughs. Okay.
What the fuck?
So it's basically like it's like a clone of TikTok, but it scrolls through comedy. Like they have comedy specials on Netflix, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically they take little clips from comedy specials and they put it into like this TikTok up and down scrolling thing, and you can share it, you can like it, and like do all this shit. It's very weird, like.
Yikes!
But like here, I'm scrolling through right now. So we got the Ellen DeGeneres special, relatable, Trevor Noah, Chelsea Handler, just like all these weird. They're just little segments of comedy clips, and it's like exactly like TikTok. It's very strange. But yeah. So I've seen that with Netflix, and they also have the gaming stuff, which I've seen. I think you can only do it on the. Oh no, you can do it on mobile too. Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah. I don't know what Netflix is trying to be. Maybe like a kind of like what Xbox was doing back in like 2013 and become like a multimedia platform.
Yeah,
I think that's what they're trying to do. And that makes me wonder if they're going to proceed into more traditional like AAA like console type vibes. I don't think that will be very successful, but maybe.
It's like this is the 50th game available on via Netflix.
Yeah, it's quite strange.
So
I don't know.
It's weird. I know they're like wanting to do stuff. I think they partnered up with Assassin's Creed on like I'm pretty sure it's like a game and a TV show. So it's weird.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird, man.
Netflix is a powerful company. They're kind of running a pretty big sector of the entertainment industry because they make movies and they make shows and they're very popular. So, yeah, definitely. Maybe the FTC should investigate Netflix. Like, damn, quit trying to mess up my Microsoft deal and go fuck around with Netflix instead.
Seriously, bro.
That's funny.
Yeah. Well, that is it for the news cycle of this past week. Nice change of pace from what we've been doing. What'd you think of the news cycle?
I like this one this week. I always like talking about big business bullshit, and we get a lot of that in the game industry. So we got a lot of that today.
Hell yeah. So, yep, this marks episode 23. Any closing comments? Where can we find you?
Closing comments. Fuck Ubisoft. Fuck the CEO. I hope he gets fired or something. Fuck Justin Roiland.
Yeah, apparently. Fuck.
Let's see. Any other closing comments? Not that I can think of. I hope the releases this year are cool. I hope Redfall is cool. And that's about all I can think of closing. If you're interested in consuming more of my content, I have a fitness page on Instagram where I post exercise tutorials, exercise guides, motivational content, photos of my face, and dumb memes sometimes.
Yeah.
If you're interested in fitness content in general, my Instagram page is Eddie Lee Lifts, which is spelled EDDIELEELIFTS. Check me out on Instagram. I also have a TikTok, same name, different place. Don't look for me anywhere else. Bye.
Hell yeah. What are you gonna be playing next besides Elden Ring?
Not fucking High on Life.
Disappointing.
I can't do it. Not anymore. Now that I know this truth. Or potential truth.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it as truth though. Probably maybe the Quarry. It's expensive, but I'm interested
I actually saw
in that
it
game.
for $20 recently.
$20
physically though. At Best Buy.
Maybe I'll look for physical. Interesting. Maybe I'll look for a physical.
Get a physical.
Go down to Doc's Video Games. See if they got a physical one. That'd be cool.
If they got it, yeah.
Yeah.
The Game Pass games you're coming to look. Persona coming out 3 days.
Right.
Wink,
Mm-hmm.
nudge, wink.
Wink, wink. Play it, you bitch.
A quick save, quick resume, like has a quick save option. Quick save,
Nice.
quick resume features, like you jump in and out.
Nice.
There you go, man.
Easy. Yep. That's about all I can think of.
Yeah. I'll suggest games coming up to you. Coming up then. See if you're
Hell
interested.
yeah.
All right. Take care of yourselves. Find me anywhere that's Pen and Pant. Most active on Twitter. Trying to get like YouTube all going again. It's like one of my New Year's resolutions. I'm gonna post more, and I think doing like a like a let's play sort of style video is what I want. I think I'll just like record hour, maybe multiple hours of footage and like just chop it up into like maybe 10 to 20 minute segments. What did you say, like 15 to 20 minute segments?
Yeah, 15 to 30 for let's plays. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I might explore that option. So we'll see. I'll talk about it next time maybe. Other than that, take care of yourselves and have a good week. See ya.
Bye.